Hello, friends, and welcome to Pod Return to the Waking Sands. We are a Final Fantasy XIV companion podcast where we explore the lore and story of Hydaelyn and beyond. My name is Jen, and I'm joined by my co-host and researcher.
I'm Levi.
Hey, Levi.
Hello, Jen. How's it going?
Fine. How are you?
I'm fine as well.
Great.
Good.
Super.
Maybe less fine after today's episode.
Why?
No, it's not. It's not bad.
I mean, no, it's not bad.
It's not
Not
great.
really
it's not
anything,
bad. Yeah.
But yeah, so today's episode is just a bit of silliness because we're in fucking country.
Spoilers, Jen.
Sorry.
We don't know that yet. Today, we are resuming the main scenario quest, and we are playing up to the quest, The Road to Zenith.
That makes the contemplations on Zenith make sense now.
Is that a quest name?
It's the name of the artwork.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Mogwin's little pebble.
Spoilers. So that's where we're going. But first, Jen, what happened last time?
Oh, last time we got to the top. We fought our way to the top of Sohm by doing a dungeon.
Yeah, great. Good recap.
Yep.
Also, we killed Nidhogg's consort. No big deal.
Yeah, Tia. What's her?
Teoman, I think. Teoman.
Oh, Teoman, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you for the in-depth recap.
Hell yeah,
Jen.
I think that was the shortest one ever.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
And we now enter the Churning Mists.
Ooh.
To the peak of Sohm, at the end of a perilous mountain path, whence could be seen a string of pearl-like islands floating in possibly atop a sea of clouds. To a domain where dragons and men had once lived in harmony, whose majesty no mortal eye had glimpsed for nigh on 1,000 years, they came.
This place is like the Sea of Clouds extreme. It's another collection of floating islands, but these are much more barren and full of hostile creatures. And in the distance looms an ominous purplish cloud from which protrudes great spines of rock. There's also a towering cathedral-esque structure in a different distance.
At a different distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got hella lightning in this area.
Mm-hmm.
That's the predominant element.
When I first came here, it was like ether storm or something, so it was hella ominous.
No, I'm just looking at the fact that there are lightning sprites everywhere, which typically kind of gives you an idea of like what the base element of the area is, but also we have like large purple like crystals and rocks and things coming out of the landscape. But it is very barren, much like the neglected fields that are the dragon-man relationship. Symbolic.
Strained but poetic.
Cool, we'll just go with that.
As soon as we roll in, the kids get at it again. Estinian marvels at the landscape and at the surrounding ruins, and Izel jibes him. Do you believe these ruins were also built by heretics to deceive the faithful of Ishgard? And Alphino ignores them and gets to work on finding Hraesvelgr.
No, it's a fair question. You know, needle that shit, get to the bottom of it, just lay bare those inconsistencies, lay bare the hypocrisy.
Let's play the quiet game for an hour.
Right? Fucking God.
While we're having our little dialogues here, in the background, a Moogle flits past and pauses to shimmy and gyrate in place.
Do our eyes deceive us? Or was that a Moogle? And Izel is like, the fuck was that? She's never seen such a creature, but she did see it, for the record. Everybody sees it.
Yeah. So
with few options, all of us kind of standing here now at the peak of Sohm, wondering, now what? We decide, rather Alphino decides, we're going to follow the Moogle and ask it about Hraesvelgr. So we follow the little guy through a cave opening, and inside we find basically what is like a big big hole in the mountain. There's a path twisting along the mountainside down to the bottom, but there is no sign of our Moogle friend. There's no sign of any life, really. But the hole is pretty Moogle-y. It's very Moogle themed. So
How so, Jen?
lots of puffballs and pink and floaty.
I thought you meant
cute
like the
little bits.
opening, because the cave or the tunnel we enter has these spiral carvings over it.
There's
whimsical.
some like engraved something. It's like a built out entrance. So like there are beings here. Anyway, so
And inside, we have a hollow in the earth with roots descending from above, studded with large fungi, including these poofy white growths.
poofy white growths,
Yes,
not moogles.
correct.
All right.
We can get a spoiler, though, from a nearby sightseeing point. We do a mini platforming challenge and can get a sightseeing point, which identifies this place as Mogholm.
I couldn't get there.
Have you tried getting good?
Were you using your motorcycle?
Yeah.
That's probably why. I don't have the speed to get there yet.
Maybe you just have to time your jumps better.
Pretty sure I tried like 6 times and I'm like, I refuse to fall again to the very bottom and climb all the way back up the top
Fair,
and try
I
to get to
guess.
this fucking thing.
That thing has been quite an investment. I kind of don't like the aesthetic, but the speed is absolutely incredible. In the new expansions and also going back through all this stuff again, it's so nice to not be at like the default mount speed.
It's so bad when you first enter a space. It's so bad.
Yeah.
You're so slow. You're like 20% faster than walking.
Gotta pay to win, Jen.
Apparently. All right. So we walk around this area. It's clear that things live here or like exist here, but they're not here. We do notice some etheric disturbances, and it's like, this is probably concealing magics going on. So we're probably surrounded. We just can't see anybody. Alfino makes the why can't I think of words today? Like simple words, normal words. Observation, that's the word I'm looking for. His observation is that we're not going to make headway here with the local moogles, and he thinks that we should ask the moogles of the Twelveswood to help us. So immediately after doing all of this work to get to the peak of Sohm, like literally the last, since the beginning of Heavensward, that's been our whole goal.
Mm-hmm.
We're finally here. And Alfino says, we need to go back to Gridania.
That's why we got Etherites, Jen.
Well, not everybody has that privilege, as we will find out.
Correct. That is absurd. We'll get on that in a moment. Alphino's like, hey, don't forget to attune to the Etherite, otherwise it's going to suck. And then he's like, we should go back to Gridania to go get some moogles. Izel says she will try to question the local dragon population, though her chances are dim with Nidhogg's rage consuming them. Meanwhile, Estinian shall stay right here and be a magnet for said rage of Nidhogg.
Right, yeah. If Nidhogg is focused on Estinian and his eye, then maybe he won't do anything bad. So
we get a fast-tracked audience with Khan E. Senna herself in the Lotus stand showing up, and we get right into the place.
yeah, we go way back. Connie, she's glad to see us. I think this is she hasn't seen us since our exile from Ul'dah.
Yes.
All right.
Since the, quote, bloody banquet.
Yeah, since the dark times.
Since the nosebleed banquet, as it shall be redubbed.
Wow. Alfino was like, yes, it's very nice to see you as well. This isn't a social call. However, he explains our mission to potentially end the Dragon Song War. Kind of a big deal. And this time we need Moogle intervention. And at that moment, Kuplokop flies by and he's like, hey, I was here on totally unrelated business and I overheard you talking about other Moogles?
Kuplokop is our buddy from the Good King Moggle incident.
Yeah, he's like the informant. He's the
He's the narc.
the Twelveswood Moogle ambassador to Connie and Gridania and stuff. So he hears our conversation about the Moogles in the sky Moogles, you know? There are legends about them but to know they could be legit ancestors of him and his 12'swood kin, that piques his interest.
Yes, Alphino puts together that the legend about good King Moggle, who was purported to work in the heavens, serving the gods alongside Moogle kind, but the gods sucked. They were too argumentative, so he let down a massive rope and had his people descend to the lands below. Mayhaps the Moogles of legend are these sky Moogles.
Perchance, even.
Perchance.
You know, sometimes legend, there is a kernel of truth there, and over the years, shit gets fucked up, but here we are. Without even needing to be asked, Kuplo declares that he will travel to the clouds. He's pretty sure the sky Moogles aren't going to be afraid to speak with him, and I would think not. And then to everyone's shock and horror, Connie also volunteers to join the expedition as an ambassador of Gridania.
Volunteer is stretching it. She states, she interjects herself into this activity.
I'm going. It is only just, as she has beseeched the Scions and the Warrior of Light countless times for their help.
And now she shall impose upon us once more.
There we go. You know, she's going to accompany us for the good of the realm, and her private guard can shut their fucking mouths. Because they had some stuff to say about it. We're going to teleport back using aetherite technology.
And
however,
5 minutes later, Connie and Co will walk somehow.
They are getting escorted by Alphino?
Yes.
And the guard. And he was like, you know what? We understand that the trek that we just did over the past however many days, weeks, episodes, through Morn.
We literally, so we go back to Mogholm and we find Zell and Asinian there who are kind of like, we fucked up. We did not get any headway on our missions, so all dollars on the Moogles. All chips on the Moogles. And then we sit around for a short time and then the procession gets there. There's no sense of time passing. It's just we sit down for a bit. And then
boom, there they are. Let's
Jen,
get the show on the road.
Let's review the path that Connie has taken. Connie, the ruler of Gridania,
correct,
has taken.
So, she will be going through the North Shroud, which would be the, what's the barren place with all the critters? That is Alder Springs. So correct me if I'm wrong. She has to go through Alder Springs in order to get to, or Proud Creek even, to get to Kurthus.
Alder Springs is where that Gridanian watchpost is.
Yes.
So North Shroud through Alder Springs to Kurthus Central Highlands.
Correct.
Then she must negotiate her foreign self, her foreign personage entering Ishgard.
I mean, she's got clearance. You know what I mean?
No, what the fuck?
She's not, well, you can't, no.
I'm just going to walk around.
She could probably go to the Kurthus Western Highlands without walking literally through Ishgard.
Sure, but it's still Ishgardian territory.
Correct. I mean, it's showing appropriate documentation aside, it is still one fuckfest of a trek. So you go Kurthus Central Highlands to the Kurthus Western Highlands.
If we're not going through Ishgard, we're going through Snowcloak to get to Kurthus Western Highlands.
Can they, no, there's an avalanche. They can't get through there.
We know from our heretic rooting out that there is a path going from central to western, because recall when we went to return to the Ak Alpha Amphitheater, we did so from western.
Yep.
So if we're going to,
we got a shortcut now.
If we're going to skip the political detail in Ishgard, we must go through Snowcloak.
Sir Emmerich is a sympathetic man, and I'm sure she's got a card or a passport or something.
Sure, just foreign leader coming in, don't mind me.
Anyway, so all of that, and then Dravanian Forelands to the
through Annex Shrine.
And then God, what's the name of the area that's west of the Chocobo Forest?
Is that the Sohm All Foothills?
That's not what I was thinking of, but maybe it's some other name, like the charred something or the ruined something.
The Smoldering Waste.
The Smoldering Waste.
That's where the Nath are. I don't think she's going through Nath territory.
But it's around. It's like the area kind of surrounding Annex Shrine. That's all of that's the Smoldering Wastes. And then you get to Annex Shrine. Through all of that, you have to go up a billion flights of stairs Then you have to walk through the entirety of Morn, and then you have to take a special etheric elevator to Sohm.
Which Vidofnir needs to agree to and roar to open the way.
I thought she would just left it open. Does she
Maybe.
have to roar every single time?
I don't know. It seems kind of
I don't think
sloppy
so.
to leave it open to
now.
any asshole. Either way.
I mean, if you get through Morn, then I guess more power to you.
Through Morn, up Sohm, and finally into the Churning Mists.
Yep.
All to satisfy her ego.
Well, I mean, honestly,
I'm going to stand by my statement.
It is. I don't think Connie really has an ego problem at all. But I think this is where she sees an opportunity to maybe help out with her particular set of skills.
I agree with you in general, but this is a very weird flex for no reason to travel all this way just because someone heard maybe there's some moogles somewhere.
Also, she's a fucking seed seer. Okay? So if there are moogles elsewhere in the realm, it makes sense that she would want to create some kind of tie between the sky moogles, the forest moogles, and whatever other, desert moogles or whatever that exists. It makes sense that she would act in this way. I
don't think she does in this scenario. She mostly just hangs around.
Well, that's a game mechanic, just smoothing of stuff. But honestly, I think if anything is going to be her job, it would be this.
But it's not.
Why not?
She does not do said job when she's here.
I disagree. I think she has ideas and she has a way of speaking that kind of smooths things over because, Azel isn't going to do it. Estunian sure as fuck isn't going to do it. We're not going to do it. We don't speak.
But Kuplo Kopp will do it, and he does.
Yeah, I mean, he does. They tag team it. Anyway.
We can differ. It's okay.
So,
I do not think well of this maneuver by her, but
I just feel bad that she had to hike all that way.
She chose to.
Yeah. It's weird that she can't teleport, but
this is like an ancient aetherite up in the Churning Mists. It'd be weird if she could teleport.
I mean, you're right. I mean, just in general, that's a whole other thing. Like, why can't people use the aetherite network? Anyway, so...
But Jen, Alphino does acknowledge its existence. That's a huge win for the aetherite movement.
Indeed.
He points it out.
Oh, you guys can see them.
Use that thing.
You do recognize them as a thing that exists. So, yeah, Kane shows up, and immediately she's like, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere!
We're surrounded. You can't see them, but they're everywhere. They're also probably terrified at the sudden intrusion by a bunch of men who haven't been seen in these parts for about 1,000 years. So Connie approaches the largest dandelion puff, hovering over this kind of natural stone dais of sorts, and introduces herself. And she offers a gift. And she's literally just talking to a puff. There's nothing here, but she knows that the beings are all around her. So she offers a gift of, quote unquote, light and wind. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of gift is that? She lifts her staff and produces light and sparkle and coolness. And then the wind portion, Kuplo Kopp handles by flying around and blowing a trumpet. It's a thing.
Kuplo is cute here.
No, he's super cute, but like when you hear Connie say a gift, among a lot of other flowery language, a gift of light and wind. And she raises her staff, and it's like, and then Kuplo Kopp comes in and he goes, brr, 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 brr. No, not at all. No. So anyway, he's dooting away, and then suddenly there's a voice from within the puffball that says, "Oh, what a lovely glow!" And then, boop. Out pops a giant moogle. The crown and earrings, and it's this huge, huge moogle. He is the chieftain of this clan of moogles, he says, and his name is Moglin. And Connie explains that we seek an audience with Hraesvelgr to put an end to the war between man and dragon. And Moglin is like, hey, that sounds pretty cool, ending a war. Yeah. And I can kind of feel that you have like a purity of heart. Like, I believe you when you say that. Your friends, however, and he kind of like gestures to the rest of us, I don't get that same vibe. Frankly, they're covered in dragon blood and we can smell it all over them. And the concern is that they're going to attract the attention of some of our nasty Dravanian neighbors and totally destroy our home. And, I mean, Estinian and I react very strongly to this comment, which feels like, okay, I think we can weather some offhanded remarks like that a lot better than we did in this moment. But Estinian reacting, that makes sense. Us doing it does not make sense. Does that make sense? So anyway, this ruffles our jimmies. Estinian's jimmies, my jimmies. And then Kuplo flies in between us because he's sensing like a bit of a conflict starting between the chieftain and us already. And he's like, no, I vouch. They're cool. Just a moment, chieftain. A warrior of light here. They may have doled out the odd thrashing or two, but it's always been for a really good reason. And then he goes on to say that we are a champion, and he's not going to hear our name slandered. So then Moglin is like, oh, no. I'm not here to ruffle anyone's fur. I will take your endorsements into consideration. And then Connie steps in to say that we are all still strangers. There's very little trust. There's very little room for trust at this moment because we've just met. So maybe we should learn more of each other. And Moglin is like, great idea. And he opens Moghome to us to, quote unquote, foster friendship and, also keep an eye on us. Fair. So then Moglin is like, hey, so your name is what again? And we tell him our name. And he's like, that's a stupid name. You should use these other names. Like, Moghan or Mogmug or Mogwin. Except you can't use those because they're already in use. But, I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah.
Also, how do you function when all of you, look different? That seems really confusing. Anyway, you are now going to undertake my trials of trustworthiness. These are trials to determine whether or not we are worthy of their help. So now we've got 3 little moogles that are going to give us some things to do to figure out if we're cool.
This is a bit of a flop here, I think, Jen. This could be something great, but they just gave us some random fetchy ass trials and
which is on
called
brand
it
for
a day.
moogles. They're just fucking silly.
I know, but it's not
there's
even
no instinct to survive.
These trials aren't even fun in terms of the writing or the events. It's just hey, I want some potions, so go get me some ingredients.
There's the Pebble one is cute. I think that's
the Pebble
good.
one is my favorite because it actually has a story to it versus go kill 3 guys.
These are basically side quests.
Yes, it's again this whole
like we said at the beginning, this is kind of a bunch of nothing.
Yes, it makes me a bit sad though. I had fond recollections of this section. I was looking forward to getting back to the Moogles here, but now my memories have been dashed by just how mundane this segment is, and it's over and done before you know it.
Oh yeah, it was pretty quick. So let's start with one of these Moogles. So Moghan, this is the take everything that they're saying with a grain of salt. The official alchemist of Moghome. They would like us to grab some sprigs of Cloud's Breath. All right, that's one. Second guy we talked to, Mogmug, the cutest, most adorable, and fluffiest of the Moogles of Moghome.
This name is cute.
Mogmug is real cute.
Yep, theming.
Little mug. He can hardly step outside without the Dravanians throwing themselves at him, and he would like us to remind those pushy dragons of their manners. Violently, please. And then, last but not least, we have Mogwen, an artist for the ages who has misplaced a work of great significance and beauty. Surely a pebble painted with such vibrant color and unmistakable panache cannot have escaped the notice of every Moogle in Moghome. All right, so we're going to go get some sprigs of stuff. We're going to go slap some Dravanians, and we're going to collect a painted pebble.
The first 2 are over and done before you know it. It's just doing those things literally and them saying, good job. But Mogwen is a bit more of a journey. They have lost their artwork, guaranteed to fetch at least 4 Kupo nuts on the open market.
Which seems like a lot.
Yeah, a lot of nuts.
Yeah. I don't know if they go by quarter nut, half nut, a whole nut. It's like a whole, I don't know, old timey money. What was a big money in Charles Dickens's time? A crown, is a Kupo nut a crown, and then a quarter nut is like a penny. I don't know. Anyway, 4 Kupo nuts seemed like big money.
Anyway,
Also, just real quick, for Mogmug, we have to go slap around some Archaeosaurs. And the Archaeosaurs have a move that's called third leg forward.
yes. Which is their tail,
Which is
Jin.
their tail.
Yes.
Right. That's all.
I don't know why it's worth mentioning.
Yeah, me neither. It's weird. I had it in my notes for some reason.
Weird.
Yeah.
We're on the trail of this pebble, and we interview the locals to see who is responsible. And opinions about this art vary. Some think it's an unsightly painted pebble, and others covet this work of art.
One of them's like, oh, he lost his pebble, did he? Good. I super don't want to look at it anymore. And then the other guy was like, oh, he lost his pebble, did he? Yes, maybe I can go find it and keep it and then sell it for Kupo nuts. Or no, find it and keep it for myself so I don't have to spend the Kupo nuts to buy it.
Yeah. And it turns out that he left it outside to dry. So we can find it on the rock that tops Mogholm. And now, Jin, the real work begins. Because the land-based navigation in this place is some BS.
Oh,
in the
so
same vein
bad.
as the slopes of Sohm all.
It's just,
There are so many places where you can see the ground below you, but just cannot jump for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's infuriating.
You got to go all the way down, all the way across, all the way back up, all the way across. Suck.
Yes. But beyond that, we go up top and we find this pebble. We return it. Job's done. Also, Jen, if we talk to Con E, who's hanging out on the sidelines, she gives us a very definitive statement on the whole Moogle visibility question. She says that, just like their 12's Wood cousins, these Moogles are skilled in ether manipulation, and few can see them if they choose to be undetected. Straight from the mouth of the Seed Seer, Jen.
See? She knows
the
shit.
Moogle mechanics.
She's the Moogle expert.
But she doesn't know when to delegate.
Apparently not. She could, deputize Alpha now. He'd be like, hell yeah.
We tried that. It did not go well.
I mean, honestly, I'm glad Connie is here. Honestly, like a brand new, a whole little society of Moogles up in an area that humans haven't been in for 1,000 years. That's kind of a big deal, I think. Basically, the origin story of this is like the Moogle creation myth.
I agree, which is why I'm saying that this section is underbaked and kind of criminally so.
It
needs a lot more.
Because then Connie is
everything.
Just like, I'm coming, and then she just kind of walks up and she's like, all right, let's talk to Moogles or whatever.
Yeah,
but in a nice way.
Yes, correct, but not in a fun way.
So now that we've done our trials, we at last can bring our team together and present ourselves to Chieftain Moglin.
Yeah, so
for his
our
verdict.
friends, they had their own trials, which also included fetchy bullshit.
Oh, I've got notes on all of them shits.
Great, please.
So we're like, hey, Elfino, we're going to go do the verdict now with the Chieftain. And he's like, okay, it is abundantly clear that we've just been doing household chores, and I am going to demand compensation in Kupo nuts, if necessary. If the Chieftain doesn't consider us trustworthy, then I'm going to be like, okay, we need payment. Which is funny. Astinian, I don't know if I really need to explain this, but he does not understand the Moogle way at all. So they cower at dragon blood for fear of stoking dragon ire, but Astinian was asked to go out and admonish a bunch of Dravanians. How does that make sense? Also, I hate it here. Azelle, she's just been like, oh my god, they're so cute the whole time. Oh my god, they're so cute. That's Azelle.
Back on Astinian, Jen. Beyond him saying that he's had his fill of these ridiculous flying rodents, he says our hosts seem entranced by the height of his leap, comparing him to Mog, a lance-wielding warrior of ages past. Though he doubts these furry lumps could outleap a caracal, much less a dragoon.
A caracal, maybe?
I don't fucking know. A caracal, sure. A sheep.
Oh, God! I was thinking caracal like the cats in our world, which I thought was a weird thing. The little
sheeps. That is how it is spelled, Jen. That is the phonetic pronunciation.
Caracal, right? Yeah, okay. That just out of context. Though we're literally talking about the context. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. Anyway, yes, I thought that was cute too. He's like, yeah, I jump real good. And then Connie. She is aggressively Connie, aggressively tactful, aggressively graceful. And she asks, so now that we're all assembled in front of Chieftain Moglin, and she asks, have our labors shown us to be trustworthy? And Chief Moglin delivers his verdict. Yeah. I mean, there wasn't much doubt to begin with. I mean, you're all already friends with a Moogle, so really we just needed you guys to keep you guys occupied for a little bit. We had to handle some preparations before we could send you off to meet with Hraesvelgr. So, man, these errands were great at keeping you guys busy for a little bit. And the Stinian is like, oh, no, you didn't. And then Moglin, he sees Estinian's face, and he's like, fuck. Okay, all right. Oh, here it is. Here's the thing we have prepared for you all. With his chiefly intuition, Moglin determines now to be the right moment to turn over the thing that lets them call on Hraesvelgr. It is a little trumpet. We go, boop, 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 and Hraesvelgr appears, apparently. It needed a little polishing. It needed a little straightening because a Moghan sat on it. So all we need to do now is take this little toot and go to Zenith and blow it.
A little toot.
Little toot. Toot on the toot. And that's it. We got the thing.
We did. And with that done, Connie shall take her leave. She brings her procession back with her to the Twelves Wood, and we set on our own way up to the zenith of the Churning Mists.
Yeah.
Any MSQ comments, Jen, before we move on to side quests?
Moogles are silly.
They are.
They're just...
I got my venom out
real
earlier, so
silly.
I am good.
Yeah, that's it.
Great. Good.
Moogle stuff. Am I right?
No, you're not right, Jen. It
Okay.
could be better.
Oh, I see what you're doing there. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a huge moment, right? And we don't really deal with Moogles in the rest of the game. Like, this is the first time we can actually, aside from Moggle.
Yeah, aside from that.
Which is
the S-tier
not the
Moogle.
normal way to interact with a society of Moogles. We see them at their worst in those moments.
And now we see them at their normalist.
And now yes, correct. And they're just real silly.
Don't worry, Jen.
And snarky.
We'll be back again for more Moogle action. 1, we have a great side quest coming up. And 2, there is the Allied Society quest.
Great.
So look forward to that. We're not done with the Moogles. Okay. Well, we're on now to our Moogle side quest roundup. And I just have one quest myself to round up Jen, because there's a lot more fetchy BS in the side quest category, but there's one good quest.
The Palm Guard.
Yeah.
Moglio.
Yes. So do you have comments on any other side quests, Jen?
Not really. Just there were, 2 other ones? It was Mug, and he was like...
It's like 5, actually. I had to deselect my MSQ from my quest log so I could have all 5 of them appear on the tracking. Yep.
I only had the Mug one, and then the Mog Toe, I think, wanted to go take a bath, and there were too many fishmen's.
Yep.
And then it was Moglio, and that was it. And then there was the blue quest for the etheric current.
I'm including those 2.
One.
Surprisingly, the blue quests here are not notable. Usually they save their best stuff for blue quests, but it's actually like a beige quest that has the best story.
Yeah. And then there was we had to go, I think, collect some flowers.
Correct. So again, fetchy bullshit.
Yep.
Except for on top of Mogholm, at the tippy top that kind of overhangs Mogholm itself, there is a bandanaed Moogle, Moglio. He goes, "You there, Kupo. Yes, you're exactly the type of brawny adventurer I had in mind." He explains that Nidhogg's dragons have been uppity lately, which is why he has taken up arms in defense of their home by joining the Palm Guard.
Palm Guard!
With him protecting the Moogles, Mooglekind will have no longer any reason to cower in fear. There's just one problem. He hasn't quite joined the Palm Guard yet. To do so, he must prove that he is a strong and capable defender, and he needs our help.
I'm like, don't lie on your application, man, and say you did the stuff that you made us do. I'm waiting for that to happen. It kind of does. He's very cute.
He's very cute.
Yep. He's got a heart of gold, you know? So his whole thing now is we got to go find moogles in need and, you know, make the Churning Mists a better place for moogle kind. So he runs off to go find someone in peril. And, well, he becomes the someone in peril. He finds a lonely moogle and he's like, hey, man, you look like you are having some troubles.
This is funny because he does what we're doing where he looks for side quests.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, who's got stuff to do?
Who's got stuff? So he finds one, and is this the same moogle that was like, oh my god, to have the painted pebble in my collection, like a Mogwin work, would be so amazing. So this guy is also looking for a painted pebble.
Yes, this guy is a, quote, mumbling moogle, so I don't know if it's the same one or not.
Yeah, but what are the odds, right? So this guy had one of these arts.
I mean, I think that this seems to suggest that moogles just like pebble art.
Pretty pebbles?
Yeah, exactly.
Pebble art. And he lost his, and he is sad. So Moglio says, aha, fair citizen, I will go and locate this pebble for you.
Soon enough, you shall be enraptured by the pebble's enchanting brush strokes. So we head off into the wilderness, and Moglio finds this pebble up on a cliff. But he has been distracted by his search, and a big fishman monster has snuck up on him. We defeat the fishman, and Moglio claims that the monster was lucky he was so distracted by the search. Otherwise, I would have buried my blade in its scaly hide, Kupo.
I believe it.
We return the pebble to its thankful owner, all in a day's work for a Palm Guard member, future. At this rate, Mogcomb will be clear of troubles in no time at all. But it's time to aim bigger. He's going to take this show on the road. And we will be following his journey as we progress through the Churning Mists.
Indeed. So look for more Moglio content.
Yep. Stay tuned for another Palm Guard update next time. And some MSQ, I guess.
Yeah, if we feel like it. And that will do it for today's episode. Thank you all so much for listening, and thank you for putting your third leg forward. If you want to get in touch with us, you can at podreturnffxiv@gmail.com. We're also on the blue sky at podreturnffxiv. Check the show notes for our Discord. You can join us for some group runs, post pictures of your cats or dogs or bunnies, talk about glams, talk about stuff, whatever. It's pretty rad. So come on in. The water's fine. And last but not least, our Patreon, patreon.com/podreturnffxiv. And for $1 a month, you get access to all the other stuff we decide to do. That includes the seasonal episodes from 14, our Final Fantasy XI series, Vanity L. Van Splainer, other random stuff about the card game, the tabletop, blah, blah, blah. You can all find it there. Also, side note, our Final Fantasy XI series will be coming to a close here pretty soon, and we will be getting started on something super awesome. So stay tuned. With that, we hope you enjoyed the episode. Have a good day or night, and we will see you next time.